Three C-17 heavy lift transport aircraft of the IAF, which had taken off yesterday from the Hindon Air Base, landed back. Now, these flights evacuated 629 Indian nationals from Ukraine's neighboring countries. That's Romania, Slovakia, and Poland. Now, these flights also carried 16.5 tons of relief load from India to these countries. Here's a report.
I belong to Lviv. The situation in Lviv was quite calm. There was not much, the panic and the havoc that was in other places. It was nothing like this in Lviv. Lviv was quite calm. We were almost heading by our normal lives every day. There was silence, maybe once or twice a day, depending on how bad the attack in other regions were. So whenever there was silence, we would go to the bunkers. But other than that, our life in Lviv was quite normal. And yeah, there was fear amongst the students, but nothing more, nothing serious. Students were going out. They were going on about their daily lives. Lviv was, compared to other regions, Lviv was quite normalized and quite peaceful. Other than that, yeah, I did have friends that were in Kyiv and they were in Kharkiv. I did hear from them stories. Some of them calling a friend of mine on the day the attack began. They were telling that the bomb has landed right in front of the apartment. They were scared. They had nowhere to go. They had no idea what to do in such situations. So there were people who were actually quite panicked. There were people who I knew who were stranded in Kyiv, and thankfully they returned back safely. And they were some of them were rightly in the direct contact with the bombing zones. The other were fortunately somewhere far away. They were in the same city, but they were not exactly in the direct zone of the bombing.
How do you see this entire Operation Ganga by the Indian government, and your thoughts on the entire process of evacuation?
The entire process of the evacuation, I would say there was a lot of problems were created because there was a lot of panic amongst the students. There was a lot of havoc because the Indian embassy it kept suggesting us not to go to the borders because there were no pre-planned arrangements made, because they were still trying to negotiate and there were no pre-planned arrangements there. But the students, they just kept moving to the borders, and it created the situation that was far worse than it was originally supposed to be. So the government maybe could have had worked even more smoothly if the entire situation on the border did not happen, because in the border even the Ukrainians and the other, they were very panicked. It was their country which is at war.
24th of March we are in hostel, and suddenly a bomb blast happened. Then after that the 3 and 4 days are just worse, because everywhere firing and then bombing. It's the condition is not very good. So our Indian embassy do contact with the Russian embassy. Then they approved. After that we went to Lviv, then Slovakia. After reaching to Slovakia, Indian embassy is in contact with us. They are dealing and providing us meal, the hotel facilities. Then everything is fine. But in Kyiv the situation is not very good, because it's really worst. Firing everywhere, bombing in supermarket, any building, hostel, everywhere. So everyone had just going outside the Kyiv.
How do you see the government's work in this area?
Yeah, they are doing very good, because in the city of Kyiv or Kharkiv, they are evacuating the students. They had taken time, but at the last they had taken the student out. Yeah, they are doing good.
So today you met your parents. Are you feeling good?
Yeah, everyone is feeling good. I am also feeling good.